Hare Krishna. Today is the disappearance day of Sri Parameshwari Das Thakur. So we'll be singing the Tirobhav Bhajan. Jayanilo Premadhana Karuna Prachur Heno Prabhu Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur Kaha Mora Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatan Kaha Dasa Raghunatha Patita Pavan Kaha Mora Bhatta Joga Kaha Kabira Eka Kale Kotha Gela Gora Nataraj Sheshangana Paya Kande Narottamadas Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Ramana Radha, Ramana Radha. Jaya Radha, Parthasarthi, Radha, Parthasarthi, Radha. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nidai Gaur Sitanath Premanande Shri Radha Raman Deva Avirbhavti Di Mahamotsav Ki Srila Madhavendra Puri Avirbhavti Di Mahamotsav Ki Sri Parameshwari Das Thakur Tirobhavti Di Mahamotsav Ki Srila Srinivasacharya Avirbhavti Di Mahamotsav Ki Sri Krishna Jhulan Yatra Mahamotsav Ki Sri Krishna Salila Vihar Mahamotsav Ki Nitanitai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langhayde Girim Yat Kripatamaha Mandir Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all to this morning class. Today there will be a lot of festivals that we'll talk about. There was a request that I speak in Hindi, but then I thought that I should be comfortable speaking. It's okay that you should be comfortable hearing, but I should also be comfortable speaking. So Just yesterday I received some feedback that my Hindi lectures are atrocious. So I decided to speak in English. Sorry. माफ करना. एक इंग्लिश बुक बांट देना. So the amazing thing about today's festivals is that many of them are very connected to each other. So today is the appearance day of Sri Radha Raman Dev. Radha Raman Dev Avirbhavati Mahotsav ki. Whose Ishtadev was Radha Raman Dev? So Gopal Bhatta Goswami's dearmost disciple is who? Srinivasa Acharya, whose appearance day we are celebrating today. And Srinivasa Acharya, when he visited various places in Vraja and Navadvip, he also had darshan, among others, of Sri Parameshwari Das Thakur, whose disappearance day we are celebrating today. So that is another connection. And whether it is the swing pastimes or the water pastimes, it exhibits Krishna's quality as Radha Raman. He captures the heart of Radhika. So there is again a connection of Radha Raman. And the ecstatic pastimes on the swing and in the water of Sri Radha Krishna are part of the ecstatic Radha Krishna worship that was introduced to the Gaudiya Sampradaya by whom? Srimad Madhavendra Puri, whose appearance day we are celebrating today. So I was just thinking they are all connected, all the festivals today. So we'll speak in the terms of seniority. So what should be seniority? Radharama. This is appearance first. So Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami originally appeared as a son of Venkata Bhatta in South India, Srirangam. And he is responsible for compiling the foremost work on Vaishnava Samskaras, which is called Satkriya Saradipika. In addition to that, he assisted Srila Sanatana Goswami in compiling Hari Bhakti Vilas, because it is more acceptable in India if you are from a pious Brahmin background to write about scriptures. This was the case in the 1500s. So Sanatana Goswami made it a point to involve Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and of course Gopal Bhatta Goswami was a subject matter expert also in that. And he also did the original research for the Shat Sandarbhas. So Srila Jiva Goswami gives him credit for that. He says, that Brahmin from South India. Who is that Brahmin from South India? Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami was practically the only one of the 6 Goswamis of whom it was mentioned that there was a regular system of initiation. He was a regular Diksha Guru also. Though some indications are about Jiva Goswami, but we don't know much about Jiva Goswami's disciples. We know more about Jiva Goswami's Shiksha disciples. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami was taking a tour of the pilgrimage centers of North India. North means up north also. So he went to the Gandaki river. And in the Gandaki river, there are two narrations. One is that he got a Saligram Shila. Another is that he got 12 Saligram Shilas. Which is interesting. Madhvacharya also got something like 12 Saligram Shilas from, some people say Ashta Shilas from Vyasadeva. So he got this. Some narrations are there that he decided to float the Saligrams away and the Saligrams came back. So he took it like that. Many people say that you don't choose a Saligram. Saligram chooses you. So they say. And Saligram does not require any separate, elaborate installation. It is pre-installed. Like, you have preloaded software coming in computers. It's pre-installed DT. They are already empowered with spiritual potency. So he got those Shilas and he started worshipping them on a regular basis. Now the beauty of deity worship is that the more you worship the deities, the more you develop attachment to them. Any service, the more you engage in service, you develop deeper attachment. How does a mother develop attachment to the children? Like she got a kid on her lap. How does she develop attachment? Because she serves the child from the beginning. Before the child even knows what is a mother. The child doesn't know who is a mother. The mother starts serving. So the deities similarly have to be treated like children. You have to treat them like children. Take care of them. That is why in winter we drape them with winter clothes. In summer we apply chandan. Because Pratimanahitum is Sakat, Brajendra Nandan is not a statue, is Krishna himself. So because he's Krishna himself, Bhajaniya Parama Purusha Sukha Matra Swasukatvam, Jiva Goswami says. Our purpose should be purely the pleasure of Parama Purusha, the Supreme Lord. In his pleasure is my pleasure. That's the understanding of deity worship. That's the understanding of deity worship, that God is a person. So when Gopal Bhatta Goswami was regularly worshipping Saligram Shilas, he had a desire that he should be able to worship them completely with all the upacharas. With all the upacharas, because God is a person. And Rupa Goswami says to overcome moha, one should worship the deities. So worshipping the deities is the best way to overcome moha. Instead of decorating ourselves, we should try and decorate the Supreme Lord. Then we will gradually overcome the need for us to decorate ourselves with dress, ornaments, qualities, fame, anything. So he had the dream. And because Krishna is present in the heart of his devotees, Krishna fulfilled it. He sent a merchant with many ingredients, many items, choice, cloth, embroidery, ornaments, etc. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami thought, what will I do with it? If I have so many ornaments, how will I decorate my Lord with this? When you have nothing to decorate the Lord with, Jiva Goswami says, the most important ingredient of deity worship is bhakti. You have nothing to decorate the deities, you have nothing to worship the deities. The most important upachara is what? So bhakti for us means what? To start the process of Harinam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is also the way we keep people awake in Iskcon. So, what he did was, after this intense prayer and desire, he rested. And at night, the Saligram Shilas he had. You ready? You ready? It's not ready. Should have been more dramatic. Appears on the screen. So, the Saligram Shila exploded, and from it, okay, let's put it like this. Yesterday was Narasimha Chaturdashi. So there are some narrations that mention that just like the Supreme Lord Narasimhadev appeared from stone, Gopal Bhatta Goswami had a desire. So the Lord appeared from the stone of Saligram Shila. So we should pray to Narasimhadev regularly and to Radharaman. Like he appeared from the Saligram, similarly he should appear from our stone-like hearts. This is very, very important for us to meditate upon. And this Radharaman deity is so wonderful. There is no Srimati Radharani with him, but she is indicated by the presence of a silver crown to his left side. And once in a while, they take him out and there is a public bathing of Sri Radharaman. So, when Rup Sanatan came to know about this, they all visited Radharaman. And they had a wonderful festival. Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami's Samadhi is also on the precincts, or what is called Prangan, of Radharaman temple. And Radharaman temple is known for the high standards of deity worship. Srila Prabhupada personally told his disciples to go and learn deity worship from the Goswamis of Radharaman. Very high standard of deity worship. Even now we notice that the Goswamis and Radharaman, they are very favorable to Iskcon. You see their kathas also happening in Iskcon temples, and they speak very highly of Iskcon devotees. So Sri Radharaman has a very special form. His form is such that his lotus feet resemble whom? Who knows? Madan Mohan. His lotus chest resembles whom? Gopinath. And the lotus face resembles Govinda. So Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, all the devas are present in Sri Radharaman form. Just imagine, one desire from a pure devotee and a little stone becomes Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana together. This is the amazing power of a devotee's intense desire. Shri Radharaman Avirbhav Tidi Mahamotsav Ki. Now in terms of seniority, you should look at Krishna himself continuing. There is the Jhulan pastime of Krishna and the swing pastimes of Krishna. Now, some of these pastimes are very elevated, very esoteric, antaranga pastimes. So, I don't have the qualification to enter deeply into them, but I will give a simple narration of those. You see in the Parikrama Marg, there is one painting of Jalakeli. Have you seen? How many of you have seen that? You not seen? Why are you not raising your hand? So, Jalakeli pastimes. Sporting, water sports. Water sports doesn't mean water skiing and skateboarding and all. Water sports those days means sporting in the waters. So it's mentioned that once Shri Radha Madhav had 2.5 hours of intense sporting. They were doing very many leelas. Yahashaba Leela Koilo, Sri Nandanandan, Kalindi Jamuna, Jaya Jaya Mahavan, all those places. Keshi Gardavam, Shivata, Dwadasha Kanan, all these places they sport. How does it start? Sri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. So again we covered today in Radharaman Leela. Jaya Radha, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Sri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan, Shyama Kunda, Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhan. So that is also covered today. That Srila Rupa Goswami mentions that the topmost place is Mathura Mandal. Higher than Mathura Mandal is Vrindavan. Higher than Vrindavan is Govardhan, where the Lord graced his cattle. And higher than Govardhan is Radha Kund, where the Lord sported. So Radha Madhav were too tired after 2.5 hours of intense sporting. So they decided, along with the gopis, to enter the cool, refreshing, relaxing waters of Radha Kund. So they wanted to enter Radha Kund. They entered Radha Kund, and suddenly all the gopis, they were in their bathing suits. They have some, those days there were different bathing suits, not like what we come across. So they changed their bathing dresses, and the Lord was also in there in the water. And all the gopis, they formed a circle. They moved closely towards Krishna, and then they gradually started splashing water on Krishna. You hear that? Oh, this is Radharaman. Okay. Today a little slow because of power. So, Anil Kirtans is doing wonderful service. Don't you think so? I'm not talking about fundraising. That people have different opinions. There it is. I still find our painting better. So, and they splashed water on each other. It's mentioned like an elephant splashes water. And like an elephant's eyes. He said, I don't know how it is elephant's eyes. Prashant Prabhu, could you just take this call? Tell him that I'll call him at 9 o'clock if he's okay. So, the Lord got so attracted to the gopis' forms, and the gopis got attracted to the Supreme Lord's forms. It's Nayanotsav, to have darshan of the Lord. One of the names of the Lord is Nayanabhirama. It's so beautiful to the eyes. So the gopis were beholding him, and Krishna was beholding the gopis, and they were splashing water at each other. And Krishna and gopis were also splashing waters at the gopis who were not, they were scared of Krishna. So they were standing outside Radha Kund. So some of the gopis, they playfully laughed and caught hold of their cloth and pulled them into the water. They were wearing full dress, regular dress with ornaments. Without allowing them to change, they pulled them into the water. And so they kept splashing water. Finally, and it seemed like Krishna was winning. And all of a sudden, Srimati Radhika took a few cupfuls of water in her hand and started splashing water on Krishna. And all his tilak went off, his hair knot loosened, his pearl necklace got loosened. It's mentioned that the bumblebees would not touch his garland because it was already broken. But there was so much water splashed by Srimati Radhika that Krishna finally said, I admit defeat, I admit defeat. So then the gopis said, now that Krishna has admitted defeat, you can stop splashing him. And so that day the official score was Srimati Radharani 1, Krishna 0. And sometimes it is mentioned that sometimes Krishna also wins. So this is part of the Lord's Ashtakaliya Leela. And the more I talk about it, more I feel unqualified, so I stop here. Shri Shri Radha Pasa Lalita Vashaka, Shri Shri Gauranatai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Man Ki Jai, Shri Shri Pralana Samdev Ki Jai. So, A similar but not so complicated pastime is the Julan pastime. So there are two short pastimes I would like to narrate. Maybe one. One pastime you already know, you heard many times. How Narad Muni wanted Krishna to sit on the Julan with Lalita Sakhi. So he went and told Lalita Krishna that they should sit on the Julan. So they sat and the gopis started rocking them. Immediately Narad Muni disappeared from there, went to Srimati Radhika and told her, you should come and see. He was chanting the Lalita Krishna, chanting like that even. He said Radha Krishna, Hare Krishna, he said Lalita Krishna, something like that, chanting their names. So he said, what is this? So he said, they are already, it is so wonderful, you should come and see. They are sitting on the Julan, on the swing. So Srimati Radhika was furious and she came there, and sure enough, Lalita ji and Radha and the Supreme Lord were sitting there. The moment they saw her, they got down immediately from the Julan. And Krishna tried to pacify her. Please, no, it was a misunderstanding. I can explain. So no, nothing doing. She exhibited Mana Leela, exhibited her Krodha pastimes. And then finally Krishna had to explain to her, you remember, I told you long back, Narada Muni has a potential to start Kalaha. Please don't depend on what he tells you. Please be careful. You remember that? Yes, I remember. So that this is what it is. And you believed him. Oh, so that's what happened. And then Srimati Radhika sits on the swing and there is a wonderful pastime of like that. Lalita, Vishaka and all the gopis swinging them. There is another pastime that Srila Rupa Goswami was at Imli Tala. And at Imli Tala, he was intensely meditating on the pastimes of Radha Krishna. There are the swing pastimes were also happening. And suddenly, he saw on the branch a swing appear. It was an amazing swing. It was a swing where two people could sit on both sides and face each other. Interesting. It's like, you have a Prabhu Chakkar or a giant wheel in those melas. Like maybe something like that. You would face each other. And suddenly he could see Radha Krishna appear there with the gopis. And Srimati Radhika said, no, I am not going to sit on a swing with you. Because you take the swing very high. I get scared, I can't handle it. So he said, no, I promise to be peaceful. Please you sit. So she sat and the gopis took control. No, today we will rock. So they rocked the swing slowly, surely, sweetly. And before you know, gradually Krishna started moving his legs this way and that way. To and fro, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro. And it became so high, so high, so high that Srimati Radhika started getting scared. And it became even higher because when Srimati Radhika started getting scared, Krishna started smiling. And he took it even higher. And now it went so high, unbelievably, it went a full circle around the branch. And Srimati Radhika jumped from her part of the swing and clasped onto the Lord's neck for dear life. For the fear of life. What fear of life? She Shakti personified. But she clasped the Supreme Lord's neck. And of course, so Krishna had his fun for the day. So the swing came down and it stopped. And then it was so extraordinary, Srila Rupa Goswami could see that the branch was twisted. Imagine, there is the rope and it goes like full circle. It's like it gets twisted. So like that, and that tamarind tree was there for a long time till the 1970s. In the 1970s, that personality in the tree passed away, I think. And there is just a little bit of a stump left and people go and offer their obeisances to the Militala. So, Sri Krishna Salil Vihar Mahamotsav ki, Sri Krishna Jhulan Leela Mahamotsav ki. Now we come to few acharyas. First we talk about Srila Madhavendra Puri, who is the senior most of the Acharyas, because it is mentioned that the Supreme Lord, whenever he comes to the material world, he first sends his associates, like Jagannath Mishra, Shachi Mata. Who are they? The Nanda Maharaja and Yashoda. They appeared. Also, the ones who appeared before were Srimad Madhavendra Puri and Srila Ishwar Puri. So Srimad Madhavendra Puri, it is mentioned, is a first sprout of ecstatic love from the spiritual world. He is the Kalpa Vriksha. He is a Kalpa Vriksha from the spiritual world. Now in the Swargaloka also there is a Kalpa Vriksha. So in Swargaloka, what kind of desires can you fulfill? Good food, good other entertainment, other wealth or whatever. You can desire that. Go to Nandankanan and sport with the Apsaras. These kind of desires can be fulfilled in Swargaloka Kalpa Vriksha. What if there is a Kalpa Vriksha? Chintamani Prakarasal Sadmashu Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Vritesha Surabhira Vipalayantam. So, what will a Kalpa Vriksha do in the spiritual world? What wish can it fulfill? What wish? In the spiritual world, is there any material desire? I thought you were showing a Kalpa Vriksha. This is too much. Huh? What wish do you have in the spiritual world? To please Radha Krishna. That's only wish. There's no other wish. Not wish. In material world, when you come, there is wish inside. The wish of material desires. But in the spiritual world, there is a wish to please Krishna. Radha Krishna. So, Srimad Madhavendra Puri is the first sprout of the divine love who appeared in the material world. Among his disciples are Srila Ishwar Puri, Srila Paramanand Puri, Srila Ranga Puri, Srila Ramachandra Puri, Srila Nrsimha Tirtha, Srila Advaita Acharya, Srila Nityanand Prabhu. So many wonderful devotees. Srila Chanakya Pandit says that a tree is known by the fruits it gives. So similarly, Madhavendra Puri, look at his disciples. They are so glorious. You can see how glorious he is. And Srila Madhavendra Puri, there's nothing much recorded about his appearance, because it's very, very much beyond the recorded details that we have in the Gaudiya Parampara. So it is mentioned that he got initiated by Srila Lakshmi Pati Tirtha of the Madhvacharya Sampradaya. So was himself initiated by Vishnu Puri. So into sannyasa. So he got the Puri name. It's generally associated with, not so much with Madhva sannyasis. They have Tirtha, those kind of names. Mostly Tirthas in Madhva line. But this Puri name got adopted by him. Got initiated by Vishnu Puri in sannyas and by Lakshmi Pati Tirtha into Harinam Diksha. So he manifested ecstatic love of God all the time. So when Nityanand Prabhu met him for the first time, some people say he met him in Pandharpur, some people say elsewhere. When he met him first, both of them are immersed in ecstatic love of Godhead. They started weeping and embracing each other. And he was so pleased, Madhavendra Puri, that he could meet such a wonderful personality. It is mentioned that he initiated him. So Madhavendra Puri's ecstatic love was not just Hare Krishna, no. He was doing something practical for Krishna. If you really love someone, serve them. And in details, there is love. So this Supreme Lord appeared in his dream. First, he gave him milk at Govind Kund to drink. He was there. He was Ayachaka Vritta. He would never beg from anyone anything. If anything comes on his own, a God, fine. So this beautiful looking cowherd boy gave him some milk. Govinda Kund. He said, who are you? He said, I'm a cowherd boy from here. So why have you given me this? In our village, nobody goes hungry. We don't allow anybody to go hungry in our village. So I brought you this milk. How come you know I was here? There were some women who were here to fill water. They told me that you're here. There is this Baba who has not taken anything. So therefore, Madhavendra Puri accepted that milk and he partook of this, and then he kept chanting the whole night, and then he dozed off for a little while. With us it's the other way around. We sleep for the whole japa and then we realize, oh my God, it's 7 o'clock. So chant 2 rounds. So for him it's the other way around. So he chanted the whole night and then took a short, I don't know if it's a nap or it's a it is a vision. So he had a vision of Vigraha of Gopala saying, you know, you took that milk from me, because the boy had said, I will come and collect the vessels from you later. And the boy didn't come. So he waited and waited and waited, and then he chanted and dozed off. So this Vigraha said, I am there in a thicket, a bush nearby. I've been there for a long time, so please get me out from there. To escape the Muslim invaders, the priests had kept me there. Now it's so hot, get me out of there. So immediately, Madhavendra Puri had the faith in Krishna's vision. He said, if Krishna has come in my dream, must be true. He went and called all the nearby people, dug up the place, cleared it, and got the Gopala Vigraha, which he installed on top of the hill. You see. Again, we can see today's festivals are all connected to our temple hall also. So this Vigraha is currently found in Srinath Ji at Nath Dwara. So they had celebrated a big Annakuta festival for him. And Sripad Madhavendra Puri was not just a ecstatic Bhajana Nandi. He was a very good manager. He established a system of deity worship. Very good Brahmin priests who were trained. He established a standard, started making them worship. Now for the second time the Lord appeared in his dream. Some people say after 2 years. He said that, you know, I'm still feeling hot. I don't know what we did. Lots of water, hundreds of thousands of pots of water were used in Abhishek, but I'm still hot. So please get me some chandan, Malaya chandan. So that is a distance of nearly 1700 kilometers. He had to go to Jagannath Puri from Vrindavan to collect. 1700 kilometers is almost like 2 days of train travel. Oh, good, excellent. 1322 kilometers. 11 days by road. But I got a calculation which is 1697. I don't know. Maybe it's some remote part of Puri. So, thanks. If this is accurate, then thanks. Oh, Google can't be wrong. So, 1322 kilometers he traveled. And he went there, and on the way, he stopped at Remuna. And there they were offering beautiful Amrita Keli, Kheer to Gopinath there. Govinda, Gopinath are the same in any case. We discussed in the Radha Raman last time also. So he thought that, as you all know, it will be wonderful if I can taste a little bit of this Amrita Keli so that I can offer it to Gopala. So this is the desire of pure devotees. Even the desire is for Krishna. Bhajaniya Parama Purusha Sukha Matrasva Sukhatvam. General tendency is to make those items for the Lord which we like. I like pizza prasadam, so Krishna likes pizza. Krishna is universalist. Jagannath is there from Italy also, so I will make pizza for him. So I still remember we went on a trip to Madhya Pradesh recently, 5 days. 5-day trip to Madhya Pradesh for some work for the Iskcon India Bureau. So when we were in Ujjain there, I'm very good friends with many of the disciples of Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj. But there was another devotee who was traveling with me. I was in Bhubaneswar, bro. So then what happened was, one devotee who was traveling with me, he had a desire to taste the thin crust pizza that was cooked by Srila Bhaktichara Maharaj's personal cook. So Srila Bhaktichara Maharaj's personal cook made some thin crust pizzas for us. So that day I took grains. So then it came to be known that Bhaktichara Maharaj had personally trained this cook. So one of the qualities of a devotee is daksha. So you can make anything for Krishna. Use your expertise to make pizzas for Krishna. I'm sure Radha Raman, interestingly, there are Radha Raman deities in our Parikrama Marg also. Anyone know? I think the Radha Raman. Bergamo, Italy. I think it's Radha Raman. So in Bergamo, Italy, I'm sure they make pizza prasad for the Lord during Rajbhog. But the point is, whatever is the best of the best should be offered to the best of the best of the best. So if you know good cooking, please do it, use it in Krishna's service. There are devotees who can certify whether your cooking is good or not. But Madhavendra Puri did not want to depend on others. He focused on getting the Amrit Keli. Then he left it. Then he thought, what kind of desire is this? Even the bhoga is not yet offered, and I'm thinking like this. And then he went away from there. Went away and sat in the market. And then, sure enough, at night, Gopinath called the pujaris in their dream and said that I have kept apart a pot of kheer for my dear devotee Madhavendra Puri. And so the pujaris came to the mark. They first kept the pot. They took the pot and looked for Madhavendra Puri everywhere. I mean, Ramana is not exactly like a huge place. So they could go around. They went to the market. And how many of you have been to Ramuna? How many of you have tasted Amrit Keli? That Hare indicates some extra ecstasy. So at Ramuna, they brought him kheer stolen by Gopinath. Kheer Chor Gopinath stole Amrit Keli for Madhavendra Puri's pure devotee. And that was handed over to Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri felt so embarrassed that I don't want to become so famous. So he partook of the Amrit Keli. Then every day he would break the pot. He wrapped it in his cloth, broke it into pieces, and took small pieces every day. Because we can't do that with stainless steel vessels. But the fact still remains that should be the attachment to Krishna's prasadam. And from there he went to Jagannath Puri. He took the help of all the devotees there. He had no idea what to do. So the Lord arranged everything. So he got a mound of sandal, also some camphor, 20 ounces of camphor, which he took. He got help of 2-3 people to carry, and government papers were also arranged. Everything was arranged from there. And he is so pakka in his management. No dacoit stopped him on the way. No Muslim invader stopped them on the way. 1322 kilometers back and forth. 2600 kilometers. Krishna arranged everything. On the way, when he stopped back at Ramana, this time the pujari by himself gave him Amrit Keli. He didn't have to wait for Gopinath to steal Amrit Keli. The pujari himself gave. Like, when somebody is a senior devotee, he comes to the temple, by default the pujari will give it mala. But if suppose this devotee is from Zanzibar in Africa, and he might be the zonal secretary there, but we don't know. So he goes to the pujari may not. Hare Krishna. So suppose the temple commander or president takes him there, says this is zonal secretary, immediately give him a garland. So fame has its advantages, even in bhakti. So Madhavendra Puri this time got Amrit Keli directly from the Pujari. And at night, he got another dream from Gopala. A third dream where he said, I am non-different from Gopinath. Please apply sandalwood mixed with camphor on the Gopinath Vigraha and my heat will be assuaged. Of course, we also know that Madhavendra Puri brought home the ecstatic love from the spiritual world. I'm going to punish you for this. You distracted my whole thought process now. Now I'll only think of Amrit Keli. So, he brought the ecstatic love of God into the material world. And during his last days, we know how Ishwar Puri served him. And Ramchandra Puri said, why don't you meditate on the Supreme Brahman? And Ishwar Puri was serving him personally. He was singing Ai Dina Dayadranath Hai Matranath. So he started singing the same poem chanted by Srimati Radharani. Kathavya Lokya se. What do I say in your separation? And Madhavendra Puri gave some wonderful devotees and he established Radha Krishna worship as his standard. And Vipralamba Bhava, love in separation, that is established primarily by Madhavendra Puri. And you can see, if you really love Krishna, look at the amount of pain he took to serve Krishna. So love for Krishna is not shown just by sitting in one place and chanting Hare Krishna. That is necessary, but not sufficient. We have to do something more. Serve Krishna. And so, classic example like this is Srila Srinivasa Acharya and Srila Parameshwari Thakur. Both of them are like that. Parameshwari Thakur is an associate of Nityanand Prabhu. Some people say he is an Arjun Gopal. And Srinivasa Acharya is Mani Manjari, disciple of Guna Manjari, who is Gopal Bhatt Goswami. So both of them were also similarly wonderful scholars. Parameshwari Thakur's father was Chaitanya Das and mother was Lakshmi Priya Devi Dasi. Sorry, Srinivasa Acharya's parents were Chaitanya Das and Lakshmi Priya Devi Dasi. And Mahaprabhu had personally predicted his appearance in Jagannath Puri. Just like he said, Ha Narottam earlier. Similarly, he predicted Srinivasa Acharya's appearance also. And when Srinivasa appeared, he appeared around 1530. He had already mastered all the scholarly granthas, everything. But then it so happened that he wanted to visit Mahaprabhu in Nilachal. By the time he traveled, he got the news that Mahaprabhu had ended his earthly pastimes. But Mahaprabhu appeared in a dream and told him that you should go to Gadadhar Pandit in Tota Gopinath temple. How many of you visited Tota Gopinath? So Tota Gopinath is effectively non-different from Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu entered Tota Gopinath. Tota means garden. This Gopinath Vigraha was obtained from there. In Odia also Tota means garden. Tota. In Malayalam Totam, and in Tamil also Totam. Interesting. So Tota, that's how it's pronounced. Tota Gopinath. So there, Gadadhar Pandit Goswami used to regularly narrate the pastimes of Dhruv Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj to Mahaprabhu. He used to come every day. Not ecstatic, esoteric pastimes of Ashtakali Leela. Dhruv Maharaj pastime, Prahlad Maharaj pastimes. Like yesterday, Narasimha Chaturdashi, classic example. So those kind of pastimes were narrated. So every time Gadadhar Pandit would read from that book, it is mentioned that huge copious quantities of tears would fall on that Bhagavatam and the Aksharas would get completely submerged. So it became unclear to read. So Gadadhar Pandit told Srinivasa Acharya, now you go and get fresh copies from Vrindavan of Bhagavatam. Those days you could not send a PDF. So he had to go to Vrindavan. Unfortunately, when he went to Vrindavan, Gadadhar Pandit Goswami had also passed away. So anyway, later on, he got in association with the Goswamis. Roop Sanatan had also later on ended their pastimes. Gopal Bhatt Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami and Jiva Goswami were all three there. So Raghunath Das Goswami narrated the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to him. And Jiva Goswami gave him Shiksha and connected him, asked him to get Diksha from Gopal Bhatt Goswami. And from Ujjwal Neelamani, he once gave such wonderful exposition that Jiva Goswami is so impressed, he gave him the title Acharya. That is how we got the title Acharya. Narottam Das Thakur was called, Narottam Das was called Thakur Mahashaya, and Dukhi Krishna Das was called Shyamananda Prabhu. So Jiva Goswami was expert at giving these kind of titles. And so Srinivasa Acharya, it is mentioned that the Goswamis gave the valuable jewels of Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu's literature. Srinivasa Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamanand Prabhu, their service was to distribute these literatures. And it's mentioned that Srinivasa Acharya, along with these people, these other two glorious personalities, they went on the very first Sankirtan party, book distribution party. And Bana Vishnupur, they were sieged by some robbers at night, dacoits. They were arresting. The dacoits who were under the king Birhambir stole all the literature. In those days it was not easy to get the books copied and written. So they were completely morose. And finally they got some information, and Srinivas Acharya stayed in the court of Birhambir and spoke from Bhagavatam every day. But it's interesting that somebody listens to Bhagavatam every day, still steals things. But in any case, because of the fact that he saw the books of the Goswamis and he heard from Srinivasa Acharya, his heart transformed, he returned the books, and all of them became disciples of Srinivasa Acharya. And all three, Srinivasa Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamanand Prabhu, introduced their own Kirtan styles. Srinivasa Acharya was personally blessed by Srimati Vishnupriya Devi herself. She placed her lotus feet on his head. And Janava Thakurani also met him personally, along with Bir Chandra Prabhu. Such amazing blessings for him. And as far as Parameshwari Thakur is concerned, he was so ecstatic in his dance once in Kirtan, that the envious people, Jat Brahmanas there, they threw a dead jackal into the Kirtan. And the Kirtan was so ecstatic that the dead jackal came back to life and started howling. I don't want to howl. Some of the Matajis can do ululation, that is howling. There is nothing he cannot do. So from the glorious lives of these personalities, we see how they had ecstatic love for Krishna. And the ecstatic love for Krishna is obtained by the mercy of hearing about the pastimes of these Vaishnavas and by the mercy of the Supreme Lord himself. Like Srila Prahlad Maharaj says, I could remember the pastimes, I could remember Bhakti Yoga and Prema narrated by Narad Muni to my mother Kayadu. She forgot by the flow of time, but I, by the mercy of Narada Muni, could remember everything. Nija Bhritya, because of the servants of the Supreme Lord, by serving them, we can enter into the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. So, it's already 9. I don't know if there is time for questions or comments. Questions or comments? Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. No, I said there are two. There are two narrations. One is 1 and one is 12. There are two narrations, two separate narrations. They say there's a Damodar Shila. Some people say it's a Damodar Shila from which Radharamana appeared. There is another narration which says there are 12 Shilas which. Anything else? Questions, comments, tikas, tippanis? Acha. All this was only to switch on the mic. Because there are no questions, I guess. Comments? Prabhuji, would you like to say something? Yes. That pastime I did not say. Because it's related to Hemalata Thakurani. Yeah. Srinivas Acharya's daughter was Hemalata Thakurani, glorious Vaishnavi.
वैसे मैं एक दूसरा पास टाइम बताने जा रहा हूँ. एक बार श्रीनिवास आचार्य जहाँ रहते थे उनके गांव में एक दुर्गादास नाम का व्यक्ति था और वो बहुत ज़्यादा दुर्गा काली चंडी शिव जी का पूजा करता था और वो जमींदार जैसा था. तो उसने क्या किया, जब देखने लगा श्रीनिवास आचार्य हरिनाम संकीर्तन ज़्यादा करते हैं तो उनका फेथ उधर, सबका फेथ जा रहा हरिनाम की तरफ. तो इसलिए उसने क्या किया, एक जो ड्रम बजाने वाले रहते हैं जो सुनाते हैं, मुनादी करते हैं, उनको कहा कि तुम जाओ और पूरे गांव में ड्रम बजा बजा के सबको बोलो, जो व्यक्ति दुर्गा का नाम लेगा और शिव जी का नाम लेगा उसको छोड़कर या कोई हरि नाम लेगा उसको मैं मार दूंगा. ये न्यूज़ फैला दो चारों तरफ. या दुर्गा और शिव जी का नाम लेना ज़रूरी है, हरि नाम कृष्ण का नाम लेना ज़रूरी नहीं है. हरे कृष्ण मंत्र कोई नहीं करेगा. तो वो जो ड्रमर था वो गया और श्रीनिवास आचार्य की कृपा से जहाँ ड्रम बजाता था ना, ड्रम से आवाज़ निकलती थी, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम. वो उसकी आवाज़ सुना नहीं देती थी बोलने वाले की, दुर्गा और चंडी काली का. तो इस प्रकार से और फैलता गया. जहाँ जहाँ ड्रम बजाते गए वहाँ लोग ये नाम सुनते गए और उन लोग धन्यवाद देने लगे दुर्गादास को कि दुर्गादास ने ये अनाउंसमेंट करा रहे हैं, बढ़िया करा रहे हैं, थैंक यू वेरी मच. कई लोग उनके घर में पहुँचे और उनसे थैंक यू बोलने गए. तो उनका फिर धीरे धीरे
फेसबुक कमेंट्स लिखे थैंक यू. हाँ
फिर उसका फेथ और बढ़ गया. फिर दुर्गादास भी भगवान का भक्त बन गया. हरि बोल.
थैंक यू. Actually मुझे clear नहीं था whether I should go till 9:15 or not. I didn't want to take a chance. Better to stop early than late. Actually there are 6 festivals. Theoretically it should be 9:15, but I thought I'll finish at 9:15. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Ramana